Welcome to Auntie's Parenting Tidbits, life hacks and resources for the perfectly imperfect parent. Today I'm going to discuss after school activities for our virtually learning kids. Most of us are either already virtually teaching our kid or having our kids virtually learn, or going to start having our kids virtually learn, or are getting ready for virtual learning, at least for this first semester. Possibly second semester is all up in the air until after Christmas at this point. So a lot of us, when we our kids finish, it's not necessarily their normal school day. They're getting out a little earlier than usual. Some of them aren't going like a whole week. They're only going part of the week, or they're only doing part of the school day. Like my son has, he gets out early, about an hour and a half earlier than he normally would every day, and then a half day on Fridays. I got some after school activities that you can give them or put them in, virtual after school activities that you can put them in if you need them to be on the computer a little longer because you're working from home and you just need them to have something else to do while you're working, or you just don't want them to be on the gaming systems, just that much longer. And they're great. They'll love these. So, my first one is Girl Scouts of America. They have they switched to an online program last last school year, when everything switched over for COVID, and they've expanded it for this school year, and it's called Girl Scouts at Home. It's completely free. It's all the way from kindergarten or preschool whenever they start, all the way up to high school. Everything on it is free, and if your little girl ever wanted to be in Girl Scouts, this is their chance. They can talk through the chat with other Girl Scouts. There is a virtual troop leader. So, if, like I said, if your little girl ever wanted to be in Girl Scouts and sort of experience it, this would be their chance. Sign them up for it. I'll put the links to all of these in the description for this video. So that's the first one. The second one is ID Tech. If you've got a kid that's really into coding and web design, this program teaches them that. This program does have a cost. It is kind of pricey for me, but I don't really know how much a normal coding program would cost. This one's $2.99 per week. Um, Depending on where you live, I'm not sure what all you get for that $2.99 because it doesn't say in the description, but um, it's supposed to teach your kid everything they need to know how to code a video game. Um, the third one is a book club for kids. It's supposed to be for kids around 7 or 8 to 14 or 15. Completely free videos, book videos. If you've got a bookworm, like I was a total bookworm, love to read. If you've got a bookworm who just loves to read, it's an excellent after school site for them to go on, look up books. They might find something that they want to, download to their tablet later to read. Great site. And it's completely free for them to look at books, to have them read to them. It's a great site. It's completely free, no charge. And if you got a reader who doesn't really like to read, they can have the books read to them. The next one is Connected Camps, and it's run by what they call online experts. Not sure what an online expert is, but we're going to go with it. This camp costs somewhere between $48 and $90, depending on which camp you choose. And they teach everything they said from Minecraft to game design. So it's basically another kind of coding camp. So if you've got a video game coder who's like way into like the Minecraft, Roblox type of deal, this would be a great camp for them. My next one is Huntington Learning Center. So if you've got a kid who needs a little extra help, this one's for them. It's they have tutoring sessions. So they have teaching sessions, but I'm gonna assume that your kid's in virtual school already, and you won't need that part. But they have tutoring sessions. Tutoring sessions cost depending on which session you need. So that would be you'd have to go to the website to figure out that cost. I don't have that on hand, but they have tutoring sessions for every subject, all age ranges. So if your kid needs a little extra help with a subject, I know math and science are big ones for tutoring. You can go to this website and get your kid a tutor, and your kiddo can have a tutor right after school to help them with that subject. I know with the virtual learning and them trying to get back on track and get them to not have an entire year behind, they're trying to keep kids on track. It's going to be even harder for them to learn things. So we might have to use these tutoring services a little more often because we as parents, we don't we don't know the new math. Let's be honest. We don't know how to do this new math. We know how to do it our old way. We don't know how to do it this new way with the squares and all of that stuff. So if they need this tutoring, Huntington Learning Center is there for you. So check it out if they need tutoring. And they do test prep tutoring. So if you got a high schooler who needs ACT or SAT prep, and we know they're going to be taking those tests in the spring, and they're here with us during the fall, they're not going to get that prep at school, you can get it through them. Now, if you've got a kid who's more on the creative side, I was one of those kids. There's a site called DIY, and again, it costs, but they do have a 14-day free trial if you want to test it out. It's 15 to 25 a month if you like it, and they can do photography and drawing and music and Legos, and it's for kids of all ages. And they so if you got a really creative kid, it's a great outlet for them to be able to be creative after school. Because although they'll have a couple art projects, it's really hard to do them virtually. Like, they will have art every week, was it once a week or twice a week, whatever it was in school. I don't think they're going to get that like they were virtually. Um, but they can get it from this DIY website at home, and it'll be a great thing for them to be able to do after school. Beanstalk is one that is for preschoolers and first graders. It's $9.95 a month. It's just a little extra help, and they do it in games. Um, it kind of reinforces what they're learning in school or what kind of has to be left out because of the virtual thing, but they do it in a lot of games. So it'll be like they're playing their games, but they're actually learning, and it's really fun. I have it for my 2 year old. He loves it. And um, Little Medical School is really cute because it's inspired by a little medical, like you're being in school, and it's inspired by the children of Purdue healthcare careers, and it's for kids 6 to 12, and it starts at $195. It runs from September through December, and your kid gets to learn first aid tips and healthy habits, and they're little medical students is what they call them, and it's like they're in medical school and they get to be little doctors, and it's really cute. It's like they're little Doc McStuffins. And my last one is kitchen classroom. It's for kids around 3 to 8, and it just teaches them how to make healthy snacks. And we all got a kid that likes to cook. So if you got the kid that likes to cook, put them in that after school. This one doesn't look like it has a cost, and they get to experiment with food. So if you got a little foodie, I have a little foodie, and they like to experiment with different foods and like to cook. This is a great after school class. Just these are just some things to keep their minds going and keep them off their video games just a little bit longer. Keep them out of your hair just a little bit longer so you can get just a little bit more quiet time and get your work done if you're working from home, as a lot of us still are. Um, I will post all of these links in my description for you to peruse. I hope some of these links help you out with finding things for your kids to do after school, because we know after school activities were big and a lot of the sports have been shut down until spring, and you're not at school, so you can't do your after school club. So at least they can do this and they can interact with a couple other kids and they can maybe make a new online friend. So that's my soapbox, and I'm off of it, and we'll be seeing you. Bye.
Just, just subscribe to Mommy's channel.